I feel I do. I feel my niche market is, for the most part right now, first time home buyers, maybe, below 300K type of properties purchase prices that I represent, right?
Yeah.
On the buying side, maybe in regards to.
Hey, everybody, this is Ryan Surratt of the Realtor Results Podcast. And today I bet you are listening because I have the infamous, amazing, and quite marvelous Maugno Mora. And brother, how are you doing today?
That's quite an introduction. Thanks so much for that, Ryan. I'm
Man,
doing
you are
fabulous.
good, good. Well, man, I am. I just feel blessed that you're on here. You are just one of the top agents in our market, and you have a really neat business model. And so I'm hoping you kind of share a little bit about that. If you don't mind me asking, how did you get into doing real estate?
Man, Ryan, well, I think it's a passion for me now.
Yeah,
And it's a career that I'm very invested in.
that's great.
So it started almost 10 years ago for me in real estate. I used to work for an attorney. I used to always say I was going to go the law route. I was in
Huh.
school. I kind of was trying to figure it out. And and when I worked for an attorney's office, they did a couple foreclosures on properties, and that got me really captivated,
Yeah,
really excited about real estate. And I think I was like 22 at the time. I was going to college, and I bought my first investment property with me and actually my sister-in-law or future sister-in-law. We had bought a property, and it was just vacant land. A couple months later, we sold it, and I fell in love with it ever since. Made a profit, and I've been in it since 2014.
man, that's awesome. 22, buying your first investment property. That's uh
Yeah.
that's great. Have you had any clients yet buy an investment property that young?
Well, yeah, I've helped
Yeah.
several clients that are pretty young and getting started just recently. Maybe in March, I think I helped out two 20-year-olds, and they bought a house. Not really an investment, but it's for
Yeah.
them. But I
Sure.
see it as an investment because they
Yeah.
also said, in the future they might be looking into, putting it back on the market as a rental and getting passive income. It's a starter home for
Sure.
them.
Sure.
They're barely starting out, and I feel like they're gonna do wonderful because they're 20 years old. They bought a house for them right
Yeah.
now. It's homestead, but I see a lot of potential in them.
And I can just tell that you are passionate about real estate and helping people in real estate. Do you think that comes from, well, I mean, it comes from, what you've done in the legal side, but just from your success personally, buying and selling homes, you've seen it, I guess what it can do to yourself. Is that why you're so passionate about helping others?
Exactly. I find joy in helping others through real estate. If it wasn't for real estate, maybe it would have been through another channel.
Yeah.
Maybe if I would have actually pursued law school, which maybe I would have just been graduating. You don't know where life takes you, right? But
That's a good point.
through this real estate channel, I enjoy helping people fixing problems, and it starts with a starting point and then with a goal, and I like to hit my goals. And a
Yeah.
lot of times the end goal is doing a closing, getting somebody into our house or selling the house, and that gives me great joy all the time.
Man, that's wonderful. So do you work in any niche markets or specialize in your business?
I feel I do. I feel my niche market is, for the most part right now, first time home buyers, maybe, below 300K type of properties purchase prices that I represent, right?
Yeah.
On the buying side, maybe in regards to Tyler itself, I stick to just mainly locality Tyler. I don't
Sure.
go around outside of my bounds. I
Yeah.
have a very unique clientele market. For the most part, is the Hispanic market, which we have a very strong uprising right now. Not uprising, upbringing. I don't know the correct word, but I feel
Maybe
like
increasing.
increasing, we're growing, and I'm here for it. I'm here to
Yeah.
encourage myself, my people, and future generations on the American dream. And one of those goals and achievements
Yeah.
is being able to have a home ownership
Sure.
and grow wealth through real estate.
That's awesome. That's uh, now I love that. I love just to grow wealth through real estate to achieve that American dream. That's a great line, great aha too. That we in the real estate business can really assist families with growing their net worth, and then also, I'm sure you've seen it. Once people get into a home, I mean, it really not only their net worth increases because of the home, but their lifestyle a lot of times just overall increases. They're happier, and so yeah, I love it. So
That I think that achievement of home ownership, gives that positive mindset that
yeah,
a lot of times individuals need, families need to keep striving forward. We sometimes, it's a lot of repetitive work and just being effective and doing the same thing over and over again. But whenever you have a positive result, it just you get happy and you don't mind keep doing it and striving forward.
sure, sure. No, that is, I like that. You're right. Yeah, that's a great way to say that too. That you've achieved something by buying a house, and that helps you to want to go on and achieve other things. I guess that win. So I like
Exactly.
that. So you also have one thing I wanted to ask you about. You work with a lot of builders, I believe, as well on the listing side.
Correct.
So
Correct.
how did you get into that market?
Man, networking,
Yeah.
networking. Building had always kind of fascinated me, and when I started doing real estate, not just as an investment, when I was kind of flipping properties, me and some of my partners, we've been partners for several years now. Even when I was talking about that first property I bought, I've
Yeah.
had just a couple of the same buddies of mine that we've been doing real estate. That's always something that we gold for. So when I became a real estate agent, I started networking to builders, trying to get my foot in the door, trying to sell real estate for builders. I would invite people out to lunch, get things going like that, and that kind of did end up snowballing. I ended up picking up my first new build, selling it successfully. Two, three became six, and so it kind of snowballed into where I was finally ready to start building on my own as well.
That's phenomenal. So I have to ask, because I mean, there's thousands of agents in our market. What separates you from the other agents that are out there?
I'm sure we get this a lot, and there's a lot of the same answers, but I feel what separates me are first, I over communicate. So
I love that.
communication is key, but I don't know. I rather over communicate than under communicate, and then
Yeah,
we have a mix up.
sure.
And I always answer my phone most of the time, or I try to be really good about answering my phone
Right.
and just handling problems, communicating problems back and forth. That way, we're always on the same timeline, and we always hit our goals within it's a buyer or it's a seller or it's a builder. I think that kind of sets me aside. And another thing is that I've seen the other side of real estate besides being a real estate agent, because before I was a real estate agent, I used to hire real estate agents. I've
Mm.
had a couple, and a big shout out to Erica Gonzalez with Maya Property.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
she before I was a real estate agent, she was my realtor, and she, me and her have a really good bond. And she kind of took me under her wing once I became a real estate agent, and that's I think what's set me aside from the start and kind of gave me success.
Man, that's phenomenal. So you have a lot of experience with real estate investing yourself, helping clients in different niches. So have you considered ever bringing on people to your team and developing a team? And
Well, Yeah, that's probably my next pursuit. You know, I just switched over to Keller Williams this year. They have a big like team structure
Yeah,
type of organization. I like that. I like the systems they have in place. So that's where I'm shooting for towards the end of the year, maybe
yeah,
possibly in the beginning. That's a
right.
goal, bringing one person, two people. There's different things in regards to that I still don't understand, that I'm learning every day. I'm learning every day, but that would be something that's in my goal line, or on technically my bucket list or to-do list.
Sure.
I would like to be able to focus, do a team kind of focus under myself, and try to help other agents or other individuals that would like to get into real estate.
So would you set it up where you had agents kind of as buyers agents and you did more on the listing side, or how would you structure that
I
with
think that's
your?
kind of where it works. We'd be, under Maugno Mora. Now I've been, putting my name out there, so there's some type of confidence
Yeah,
in you could say the brand
sure,
almost. And I would have buyer agents, just like you're saying, or listing agents, or I would have it to where one day I'm confident enough to just hand leads to individual agents.
sure.
I would think maybe off of a certain commission
Yeah,
side or some type of referral fee back to me, or back to the organization, back to our team, which would be
sure.
Mora Realty Group.
Do you think an agent in your situation with all that you have going on, would that allow you to do more, you think, or does that allow you to kind of step back and kind of enjoy life a little bit more, not be as busy?
Well, I guess that's honestly something I'm still trying to figure out, because I
Yeah,
stay busy. I have my family, my wife. I have a 3-year-old daughter,
right.
and a lot of times I'm in my office till 8, 9 p.m. at night, and I'm handling stuff. And I've been little by little, still sticking back to the family, and getting stuff, done with my family, and spending that quality time. So eventually, that's something I do want
Yeah,
to be able to focus, where I have more time for myself and the fam bam. But at the same time, if I get that team structure going, I need to be able to have time for my team and being able to advise and sell. So it's kind of like a balancing act
sure,
for
sure.
me, balancing. If I That's why I really haven't started the team. I feel like, or a team, because right now I do have different investments going on the side. Being a real estate agent, um, is my main focus as well. Being a real estate agent is my everyday
Yeah,
job, but I also have little things on the side. So I'm even, I'm learning every day, like I said. So I'm
yeah.
trying to figure out that balance and seeing where where real estate takes me next.
It really is a balance, and trying to, especially with having time for your family, because how often we can get wrapped up in working 60 hours or so a week and or more.
Hmm.
And no, I get it. So, hey, let me ask this question of you. So, brother, what do clients say about you when they finish and they close on a home? What are you kind of known for with your clients, would you say?
I would I would say they, for the most part, I've always had positive feedback.
Oh yeah, I would bet
You
so.
know, positive feedback. I've always had positive feedback. I mean, you could say maybe once or twice that we've had negative things happen, and sometimes it's just out of your control.
Oh yeah,
uh
totally.
and it just happens. But I would say they would say I go above and beyond for
Yeah.
them, and I've had a good referral basis through my clients. Thank God, they've gave me back business, and I would say that clients would say he goes above and beyond for us, and he's a really good guy.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. There was one transaction that you were the selling agent on that, and I was the lender on. And I remember we had this had to have an engineer go out to look at something. And man, I was just so impressed with how you handled it, because the engineer was, well, what's the word? Maybe a little persnickety or kind of a
Yeah.
cantankerous individual. And man, you were just so smooth at how you handled it, and just got him out there, got what was needed on the lending side wrapped up. And I do. I would say that you go above and beyond kind of the what's the normal expected performance of an agent. And I think that shows in your success. So I agree.
Thank you. I
Now,
mean, I think we both handled that
yeah,
pretty
oh yeah.
well. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think we three-way a couple of times with him. I
we
spoke to
did.
him numerous times, and
Yeah,
we
that's
finally got it to where we could get to the finish line, and I'm sure the clients were really happy.
Yeah, yeah, they were. Everybody was glad. Of course, the clients didn't even know. I don't even know if the buying agent knew about some of those calls that we had to do. So, because you handled it so well. Now I got to
Yes, sir.
say this. This is a little off topic here, but man, you drive. What do you drive? Because I think I've seen it around town. Is as your daily driver right now? It's a is it a Corvette?
Yeah, that's
Ah,
I have a nice little sports car I got
yeah,
last year, but that's not my daily
that's
driver.
not your daily driver. Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, I thought you were gonna talk to me about my little Chevy Spark. I got a little
Ah,
Chevy Spark, like 2020 that I bought like
yeah.
4 years ago or something, and I love that little car. I call it my money maker.
The
You know,
Spark
it
or the
I
Corvette?
yeah, the Spark.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Spark, the Chevy Spark's the one
Yeah,
that's my daily driver. I back and forth. It's a little four-door sedan
yeah,
and economic on gas, and I'm up and down quick, and I park places quick.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, I'm my baby's my Chevy, my little Corvette.
Yeah,
I pull
yeah.
up to closings and so on. And today I got a closing here in a bit, so I'm gonna pull it out.
That's man, that's great. I saw that one day. We were at, I think, an event or something, and I asked whose car is it? And they said it was yours. And so I just yeah, I haven't I'd love to get one, but I have four little boys and you can't drive kids around in one of
I
those.
feel you. Yeah, that's what my
Yeah.
wife said when I got it. She kind of against it for a while.
Yeah.
Now she kind of got used to it. So
Well, yeah, it's they're fun. So well,
they are.
well, let me ask this. So what has been, we talked about that one transaction that we did that had that structural engineer involved, but what's been your favorite transaction? Do you have any good stories that you'd want to share that was just your favorite transaction?
Favorite transaction. I've had a lot of favorite transactions.
Yeah,
So it's not, a lot of times the problem solving transactions are
yeah,
the ones it's easy and it's all giggles and smiles
yeah.
for people when stuff is super smooth. But you stand out when you make those tough phone calls and you get those tough situations handled.
Mm,
And that's what gets me. That's what makes me feel good. And where I solve a problem and situation. That one with the structural engineer, which you would probably be one of my favorite ones because also the buyers and me were really cool. I liked him. I liked the buying agent
yeah,
Rodney. He was fabulous. It took us a little while, but we got it situated.
right.
A favorite transaction too, very stressful, was that first one I was talking to you about the back in
Yeah.
2014. It was my first one. I didn't know what the heck was going on
Huh.
really. I just kind of put it on the market. I sold it, and I I was representing myself and reading these contracts, and it was hard. And at the end, I thought I had been you say I felt like I was screwed by the buyer agent,
Oh,
and I was raising all types of hell about closing costs. So I really didn't
huh.
understand it.
Yeah.
Uh, but it turned out well. I mean, I made a good profit, and we moved on, and that was probably. And I learned, and I met another individual that was really, he's an older gentleman here in town, but he's been in business and his family for generations out here on my side of Tyler, up here in
Yeah.
North Tyler by Lavender and Highway 14 type of deal where I stay. So me and him first kind of had a pickle against each other. I felt like
Huh.
now when we see each other, we worked out that deal,
Yeah.
and I mean everything was great. And just to be brief with that first
Yeah.
deal, just so I can explain it, I bought a piece of land on 2 acres. I owned the land, and there was this big, nice mobile home on it. And when I bought it, my brain was like, I'm gonna take possession of that mobile home because it's on the land or something. So I was trying to be sneaky too, but I didn't realize that the other guy was even more sneakier, and he knew what I was planning.
Huh.
So, so that one, like I said, that one individual was the owner of the mobile home. We ended up selling it
Yeah.
together. We each took our share, but that first deal really taught me a lot of stuff.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we're getting close to the end here of our time. Let me ask this one question before we wrap up. You've had a lot of experiences. You've done a lot of stuff, really more than most agents, I would say, because you're very diversified in who you served and how you've done transactions. What is something that, if you either had to start over again, wish you knew, or some advice you would give an agent just starting out?
If I was to give some advice to an agent,
Yeah.
I would say always follow contract, learn how to do the contracts, and speak to people confidently with confidence.
Yeah,
Um, and if you can, if you can start real estate investing as well, that would be
oh,
rentals or rehabbing, just because that puts you a little bit further ahead of the game with knowing the other side of not just being an agent or intermediary or representation, our fiduciary duty as agents, but
yeah,
actually being an asset owner, which I feel like puts you a little bit ahead of the game if you start doing it yourself. Now I
yeah.
know there's probably a lot of realtors out there that do it. And that's kind of how
Okay.
I started
Yeah,
off, but there might be some that not, and it takes a little while more to grow your pipeline, because if
sure.
growing pipelines and sales jobs, it's difficult at first, and I understand. And maybe something I would have done differently at first. I mean, maybe even start off earlier than that.
Yeah. Huh.
I did have and I still do. I mean, I've been very, how you say, very confident with credit. Very
Ah,
confident with credit, and
yeah.
easygoing with credit. So if I could tell somebody, because I struggled at first as well. I mean, we all had
Yeah.
our struggles, and I struggled when from the time I was 18 to 20, figuring stuff out. And I would tell new agents or new individual, also be careful with credit and maxing out like credit cards, things like that, because
Yeah.
your credit is everything. Helps you get loans, and those loans might help you get real estate and move to a better point in life at a faster age.
Sure.
Thank God for me, I've been able to kind of figure it out. And but maybe if I would do something a little different when I was
Yeah.
younger, I think I was taking on a lot of debt at a young age.
That is great advice. I have not heard that. That's great advice.
No, I feel
Yeah,
like.
I like it. Well, my friend, we have reached our time. Thank you for letting me be a part of just this conversation and learning from you. Hey, let me ask this. If someone wanted to reach out to you, what is the best way, whether they're an agent or maybe a client that sees this, what's the best way for someone to reach out to you?
I mean, I'm usually out of town, Tyler, Lindale, South Tyler, but most people can find me, on social media, Maugno Mora Realtor. Shoot me a message there, or just shoot me a text, 903-253-2066, 253-2066. And I do stay pretty active on social media, so I'm constantly getting messages.
Fantastic. So either Facebook Messenger or via text. Fantastic. All right. Well, my friend, thank you so much for this. I really appreciate it. And to our listeners, thanks so much for listening to Realtor Results. We will catch you next time. Thanks again. Bye.
Thank you, Ryan.